Hey guys, BTR Plumbing here, and today I am here with my 1970 block logo American Standard Cadet with bedpan lugs. I was actually able to acquire this toilet at an abandoned nursing home, which is awesome. I never thought I'd have a bedpan lug Cadet in my collection, but here I am, and I'm definitely not complaining. I actually don't really have a lot of bedpan lug toilets in general. This might be I think I only have two. But as y'all can see, it's not extremely noticeable, and I almost missed it at first, but you can tell there's little notches and the rim is definitely not smooth. So these are called bedpan lugs, and for those of y'all who don't know what a bedpan lug does, basically all it does is just hold the bedpan into the toilet. That way, if they need to catch something without it getting flushed through the toilet, you can set a bedpan down in here, and these little notches here will kind of hold it in place. Here is the logo. It's actually in really good shape, which is nice. The handle on it is kind of corroded. This toilet actually did not have a seat on it. As y'all can see, it's actually extremely clean. I don't think this toilet ever had a seat on it, only because, again, it was in a nursing home, and I think they had one of those plastic commodes that went over this to make the toilet a little taller. So I'm pretty sure this toilet actually never had a seat on it, which is actually kind of cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the lid off here. So here's what it looks like on the underside of the rim, or sorry, the lid right here. It just says Made in USA, and then that says May 5th, and then T70, so the 70 is the year. So on a lot of older American Standard toilets, they don't stamp out the entire date. They'll just put like the day and the month, and then usually the year will be a T and then the two numbers. Like this one says T70, so this one would have been made on May 5th of 1970. Now here's what's in the tank. These are all the parts it came with. Obviously they're not original. The bolts definitely need to be replaced as they are dripping everywhere, as you can see. It's still stamped standard in the tank, which is pretty cool. And there you can see the water line. It looks like when they had it installed, they had the water line set above the marked one in the tank. So I went ahead and dropped it down to right where it's supposed to be. This is the fill valve it came with. The flapper is shrunken up quite a bit, but it surprisingly holds. I don't know how, but it does. So go ahead and put this tank lid back on, and I'll give y'all some flushes. Alrighty, here is a flush. It's actually got a really nice flush. As y'all can tell, it's definitely a little slow. I don't know if maybe the siphon jet has minerals in it. I put my finger up in the siphon jet channel and there was nothing blocking it. It just might be a very slow flushing toilet, but it still flushes honestly really nice. Eventually I'm gonna take the time to restore it and get all these water lines out of it and stuff, but from what it looked like before, this is definitely a lot cleaner. So as y'all can see, it's still leaking there. And actually the first time I flushed it, water was leaking out through all underneath the tank, but I think as the gasket got wet, it might have expanded a tiny bit, because after a few flushes it stopped leaking. But this toilet unfortunately does take a little bit of time to fill. One, because this fill valve in here kind of sucks, and two, it's very slow filling. One of the reasons for that is actually because of the way this refill tube is designed. As you can see, it actually puts out a crap ton of water to refill the bowl, so I feel like there's more water filling up the bowl than in the tank. That's why it takes forever to fill up. But the tank is now full, so I will give y'all another flush. Here we go. This toilet actually has a very quiet flush, and the flapper actually got stuck open that time, so it drained the entire tank. So now I'm gonna have to wait for this thing to fill again. And let me just go ahead and take the tank lid off for the rest of the video. That way, once the bowl has filled up, I can take this out and just let it fill the tank to help. But Again, this toilet actually has a really slow flush, and it's also very, very quiet. It's not noisy at all, so you could definitely flush this toilet at night and not wake anybody up. It almost flushes as if it's clogged, because when I flush it, the water goes almost up to the rim, and it's not clogged because I flushed a bunch of stuff through it and it took it no problem. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy out, let it help fill the tank up a little bit faster. This thing actually puts out quite a good amount of water. Alrighty, the tank is just about full, and here is another flush. Overall, in my opinion, this is honestly a really cool toilet, especially because it has bedpan lugs. And usually I'm not a big fan of bedpan lugs. Come on, someone's car horn's going off. Normally I'm not a big fan of bedpan lugs, but these ones actually, just because it's an older toilet and they don't stick out as much as the newer toilets with bedpan lugs, I honestly think it looks really, really cool. So I'm gonna let the tank fill and I will give y'all one last flush. If I keep going, this is going to end up being a 15-minute video because this fill valve takes forever to fill the tank. Should have put a better one in there before the video, but you know what, it's whatever. So, and actually, I don't think the rim is, yeah, it's actually fairly clean underneath. And there's a lot of rim jets too, which I definitely like. I thought there'd be a lot more nasties under there and minerals, but I guess not. And obviously this is a front-fed siphon jet toilet, so it's kind of flat at the front, but now, let's do a close-up flush. I definitely really like how this toilet flushes, so overall, I wouldn't mind having this toilet installed in my house. I don't think there'd be any issues with it, but as I mentioned before, the house I currently live in, the one I've been building, has commercial stuff, so I can't even put residential fixtures in there. But yeah, I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, leave y'all's comments down below, and as always, I will see y'all in my next video. Bye. Don't think it's gonna siphon.